With Counter Punch Boxing News, and I am live. Yes, indeed. Mario Stone 78. Yes, man. This is Mario from the UK. What's up, Mario? Let's forget about Fury Clown. Ooh, let him retire. I have enough of trash talk and changing mind every 5 minutes. Speaking of every 5 minutes, I want everyone to hit the like button. I am back live again. I will do this week at least 4 live streams. Okay. And I'm glad to be back in action. I'm glad to be in front of the camera instead of behind the scenes, if you know what I mean. So we have a poll to do. We have a question to ask, and let's ask it. Okay. The unified heavyweight champion of the world, Alexander Usyk, former undefeated champion, Alexander Usyk. What's a better fight for him? See, now we got to take into account Mario Stone 78 had made a good point. What if Tyson Fury decides to say, you know what? I'm out. Bryce Productions, Counterpunch to you. Games Rita, Ishank, love your t-shirt. Oh, yeah, here it is, people. Here it is. Here it is. I am very feel. I got this actually last year. I don't know if you guys caught it or whatever. It ain't just I just bought this shit because he won. All right, this is actually before he fought Joshua the first time. So if you guys seen this shirt, this isn't a new shirt. This ain't new and like that stanky new, I'm jumping on the bandwagon of Usyk. I hope you guys know better than that. But Games Rita from London, Counterpunch to you. Dad Destroyer, good evening from Northern Ireland, mate. Love the t-shirt. Dad Destroyer, man, I was just there a couple of weeks ago. I was in Dublin, man. Usyk will retire if no Fury. Simple boy. That is something that I want to discuss in this live stream as well. I'm going to do a separate video on that, but since we're here, that is one of my concerns because everyone's talking about Wilder. No one's talking about Joshua Usyk 3. No one. I mean, absolutely, positively, no one is talking about that. Love that shirt. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. Let's hit that like button. Let's hit the like button, people. But polls. Okay, I made a poll over in my community. If you guys don't know, jump on over there briefly and vote on who do you think or what fight do you feel will be the better fight between Alexander Usyk taking on Deontay Wilder or Alexander Usyk taking on Tyson the Gypsy King Fury, the current WBC two-time heavyweight champion, superstar, boxer. Which one? So you guys tell me, what do you think? A video on new heavyweights coming through. No. Why were you in Dublin? Are you after Katie Taylor? No, I'm not after Katie. No, she's a pretty gal, but no, I'm not after Katie. It'd be a good interview to have though with her. Sit down and talk, have a few Guinnesses. You know what I mean? Just shoot the shit. I would love that. I would like to be Bryant Gumbel, but like real. You know what I mean? Like without. I would like the professionalism because I try to keep it professional, but I want to be me too. So if I was going to have a show, it would be me hanging out kind of like Joe Rogan. Like Joe Rogan likes to smoke a lot of weed and shit, like, or Mike Tyson. He likes to smoke a lot of weed and just chill and just speak your mind. I would more likely like that. I would want something pretty much unscripted versus structured. These talks of, hey, you can't ask this, you can't ask that. That's probably why, guys, I don't really do a lot of interviews with a lot of people. AJ versus Zhang next. That's a possibility. Um, that's a possibility, definitely. But I don't do them because I don't feel like, why would you not be prepared to answer certain questions? You could say I don't want to answer it, but then why wouldn't you want to answer questions? I mean, what grown ass man or woman wouldn't want to answer certain questions in their career? You know what I'm saying? It ain't like I'm asking you who you fucking. I'm not asking you nothing like that. I'm not asking you nothing personal. I'm asking you something that pertains to your career. So if you can't answer it, it just makes me like, okay, that's strange. You know what I'm saying? Get back to the comments here. What does Joshua have to do to get Usyk 3? Probably nothing at this point. Why I say that? Because Usyk's 35. He'll be 36 in January. And it's almost like he wants, look, understand, Usyk in 20 fights has done more in 20 fights than a lot of fighters have done, including Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder. Everyone has done since Lennox Lewis. I'm just keeping it real. And I'm not talking about fighting the caliber of fighters. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about, the accomplishments. See, one thing about the accomplished division, Joshua basically came by, he fought Vlad for the WBA, he fought Martin for the IBF, and he fought Parker for the WBO. Okay, he did all that. He already did that. So whoever knocks his ass off, boom, that's 3 for 1. So Usyk did that 2 times. So now he is the reigning and defending unified champion. All he has to do is get the belt from Fury. It ain't like it's this hard mapped out quest. You got to fight this badass over here. Then you got to go over here and fight this other badass over here in the Philippines. Then you got to come back. You got to pass your home country, then fight this guy from Russia and fight and beat him. Then you got to come over to America and fight this other. It ain't like that. One guy had 3 belts. It's only 1 belt left, and that's Tyson Fury. If he gets the Tyson Fury fight, he already knows, I'm going to fight this guy so I can get all 4 belts. Really means 5 plus the Ring magazine. Remember that. So then he would be the lineal champion because he's the man that beat the man that beat the man. So I don't even think Usyk would want to fight after that. So Joshua chasing a Usyk fight, I think that's kind of, that, you know, he will probably be undisputed one day, maybe in 3 years if he keeps fighting. You know, but that's granted on who's left at the time, and who will be left. Jared Anderson, Frank Sanchez, Daniel Dubois, Efe Ajagba. Who else will really be around? Joe Joyce, but understand, Joe Joyce is older too. It depends on what type of fighter Joe Joyce will be. Will he get better in age? Will he be like a Bernard Hopkins? Will he be like, will he get slower? Is he peaked? Is he past his prime? We don't know these things. There's a lot of things we don't know about, like the heavyweight division, because you have a lot of promises, a lot of potential, but you don't have a lot of fights that happen. You have a lot of fights that we want to happen, but we don't have a lot of those. Okay? Rene Padilla Jr., salute Kurt, praise Father God, Jesus Christ himself. How you doing? How you been, brother, man? The hairline is looking crispy, my boy. Rene Padilla, God bless you back, man. I'm doing fabulous. I'm doing well. And I'm looking brand new. Simple boy, AJ versus Zhang. Again, AJ versus Zhang. I don't know, because I think, looking at Hrgovic and Zhang, I think Joshua hits harder than Hrgovic. Hrgovic's a big boy. I think he has some good combinations. He has a pretty good gas tank, but I don't think his chin is up to par, and I don't think he can handle somebody like Zhang. I think he'll knock out Zhang because Zhang will probably get hit more, but Zhang would be dangerous because Zhang's a counterpunch in southpaw. He's the equivalent of like a Ortiz. Those guys, they're older, they have heavy hands, and they'll knock you the fuck out. Don't play with them. So if AJ did fight Zhang, don't play with Zhang because Zhang will knock you the fuck out. It will be some Andy Ruiz shit, and he's a hooker too, and he's a good combination fighter when he fights. The only problem with Zhang, he is older, and he has like 6 rounds in him. Six. Wilder Usyk would be more excitement fight in my view. Usyk Fury will be more tactical. I could live with that. Usyk fight will have Fury fighting like Klitschko, jab, jab, and hold. Walk, jock. Yeah, I would say that. It was interesting looking at I seen a Steve Cunningham interview. And Steve was talking about how dirty Tyson was. But like rough tactics they're only tolerated unless you have a referee that's worth a damn that stops you from doing so. If he doesn't stop you, they're going to keep doing it. A fighter's going to do anything a referee lets him do. If a referee lets them do it, they're going to do it. Look at Orlando Salido. I mean, let's be real. Look at Orlando Salido. Orlando Salido low blow Lomachenko 28 times or more. Or more. Right? So, yeah, if you let a fighter do what he wants to do, he's going to do it. He's going to push you and try you to see what you do and see where where your patience level is, or where are you a stickler, or are you kind of, loose, What does Joshua have to do with Usyk okay, I already got that one. Dad Destroy, unscripted is far better. I agree. Because I naturally normally would just ask random questions anyway. I ask what's on my mind, and when I don't, my mind's not set up to unless I'm just reading shit from a script, and that's no fun because you're not able to put your own originality into it. You're just reading, how would you like the idea of fighting Tony Bellew? Yeah, nah, I'm good. Is Fury younger than Usyk? Yes, Fury is younger than Usyk. Dad Destroyer. Fury is just turned 34. Alexander Usyk is already 35. He will be 35 on the 17th of January. Same day as my father. I'm kidding, guys. I would like Fury versus Usyk, but I can't stand Fury's behavior during the build-up. I mean, that's Fury. Wilder will boom Usyk out of the ring. Castella Larentu. He can. And I think people know that. I think people now respect Wilder's power, and I think the respect is enough to respect Wilder to want to come back to see him fight, win, lose, or draw. I think a lot of people misconstrued the fact that Wilder, wasn't he didn't start when he was 5. But he has this hella freakish power. If the man hits you, he's blessed with power. He's like us. He has Samson in his right hand. This is Samson. It's like he's Samson descended. I'm going to give you that one right hand. I might be tall, oblong, awkward, not can box so well, got skinny ass legs, but let me hit you with this right hand. I'm going to make up for all that once I tap you and touch you. Yeah, Fury's younger by a few months. No, Fury is younger by, it is a few months because he's 34. He turned 34. So, no, it's not even really a year. Yeah. Well, Jug, I don't think Wilder would be able to handle the lateral movement. It depends. Well, I don't think. Well, I don't see. This is the thing about Wilder. Wilder's dangerous because see, Wilder is now he's smaller. I think Usyk fighting a big the 220-pound Usyk that just fought Joshua would destroy the 238-pound Wilder. Why? Because Wilder, he's tall and he wants you to think he brought that speed with him to that weight, but the truth is he did not. He did not bring he did not bring that speed. He didn't. He didn't bring the speed. What he did was he thought he was bringing more power, and he let Tyson Fury once again get in his fucking head by Fury. You guys remember Fury? Fury was like this, right? Fury comes in all fat and shit. I'm coming in 300 pounds, boy. I'm gonna run over you like a Mack truck. I'm gonna run over Deontay Wilder, the brown Dulcer, the bum Dulcer. I'm running you over, you bum. So what did Team Wilder do? These motherfuckers went, got a fucking bench. Look, these guys got a damn they start bench pressing 300 pounds. They got some fucking weights and start bench pressing. And then Wilder, you could tell that he was responding to Fury because he did all this shit. You told this sense. You say you gonna run on me with a truck. I'm on you a train, baby. Choo choo. Come on, that's what happened. And he let Fury get under his fucking skin and lift all them dumbass weights. You know what I mean? Where he should have been, okay, this is what he should have been doing. All right. He's coming in 300 pounds. So that means he should come in heavier. That means if he has and given the opportunity, this motherfucker's going to lay on me like he did in the second fight, right? That means this motherfucker should have been doing this. He should have been working on squats. That's what he should have been working on. Just squats, bro. Squats. That's what he should have been working on. Not fucking bench pressing and come on. No. No, Arnold Schwarzenegger. No. But that's what happened. And looking at that, we see the result. So he gained extra weight. He started lifting weights like he was a fucking bodybuilder, which was dumb. That made him slower. Weights will always affect. Listen, people, weights will always affect, especially heavy weights. Some like smaller weights will actually help you get faster. Actually, I bought some, I don't know if I brought them in here, but I bought some egg weights because I couldn't work out because I was I had surgery and shit, but I had some egg weights, and they just help you just really just get faster. You know what I mean? Or some 5-pound, just come in. And I think that's good for your hooks, good for your uppercuts, good for your reflexes, because once you put them down, you're that much quicker. But no, not when you're dealing with heavy weights. Heavy weights, resistance is good. They're good for certain shit. Joints, no. Cardio, no. Fighting, hell no. Speed, hell no. None of that's good. None of those are benefits of lifting heavy weights. See, a big guy wants to come up to you and he wants to come on, man. Oh, he wants to bench press punch it. That Superman bullshit. And if you're smart, you get out of the way and pow! Catch him with a left hook. Make him think twice about trying to do that, I don't think Wilder would be able to handle. And see, with Usyk would have destroyed Wilder at that point. Now, here's the thing, though. If Wilder catches you, oh, Wilder is a done chapter in Usyk and Fury. No, he's not. He's a done chapter. He should be a done chapter with Fury. That should be closed, locked, key broke off in the lock, and all that shit. Because that book should never be opened again. Never again. For no reason. I would like to see Jared Anderson versus Frank Sanchez. I think that's going to be the fight over here on this, for us. I think we are going to, that's our fight. That's our fight. They're going to make that shit Cuba versus U.S. I don't give a shit what they do. That fight has to happen. Because, see, Jared Anderson's very talented. I see the man has potential. But fucking with someone like Frank is ahead of him. Is a part, in opposition. Fuck with Frank if he wants to. I mean, Frank's a friend of mine, so I'm gonna go with Frank. He's Cuban. What do you want from me? But Jared Anderson, if someone's going to give Frank problems or possibly beat Frank Sanchez, it would be Jared Anderson. So I have no illusions about people's style and what they are capable of doing based on what I've saw them do. You see certain small adjustments and things fighters do. You have to know what you see when you see it. Because a lot of people don't really pick it up if you haven't been a fighter. That's what the commentators are for. They are there to let you know what these fighters are doing right and wrong professionally or whatever. I think Fury was in his prime, Wilder too, and has dropped of a bit since. I don't see anything that told me that Tyson Fury has been out of his prime. I don't. You're right, Kurt. The ref chosen will be important. Yep, that's true. Dead Destroyer, Kurt, did you think Tyson Fury has hit his prime yet? It's hard to say with Fury because Fury's taken 3 years off of his career. So you have to take into account the years he could have fought because he beat Klitschko and he took 3 years off, which, I guess for him was necessary, but I don't think, there's no way of knowing. I don't think he's over the hill. And I think it's all about belief. I think he believes it until someone proves him wrong. So that's the thing about Tyson. And I think, maybe Usyk may be that person. I don't think Fury wants to box Usyk unless Usyk beats Wilder. No, I don't think. See, you got that all wrong, Bryce. That's not the point at all. The point about Fury is Fury doesn't want anyone to fight his precious Deontay Wilder simply because when you beat someone and you become that only person to do that, then someone else comes and does the same thing or probably worse than you. It brings your record to an even halt. Now you're like, fuck. Now I got this motherfucker and beat him too. I already know what Tyson Fury was doing. He didn't want Deontay Wilder to fight again because Deontay Wilder might get beat. And if he gets beat by someone, that makes his credibility of being the only one that beat him not that glamorous. If that makes sense to people. Did I lose you guys? Hello! Fury knocks everybody out except Fury. Ricardo Johnson, he has to fight everyone else for us to say that, and then he has to do it like you said he was going to do it, Ricardo. Okay? That shit, he knocks everyone else out. He can. I think he has the capability of, I think he has the power to do it. Can he? Usyk been phenomenal cruiser, but we must put the heavyweight run in perspective. Hasn't even near stopped any dominated. Yes, he has. He stopped Chaz Witherspoon. The Fury versus Usyk thing is an exaggeration if we're not careful. You proven. Nah, not really. Had Fury told the WBC what he's doing yet? Warren claimed to have sent a letter. Well, if he said he sent a letter, he sent a letter. I mean, if you don't hear Mauricio talk about it, it's safe to say either they paid the fucking guy off or he sent the letter. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's all we could really look at, right? Gotta take a seat, guys. Join me in sitting down on my ass. If Wilder beats Usyk, will Fury versus Wilder 4 happen? Well, it would be no one else to fight because Usyk took out Joshua, so Tyson couldn't fight him, and Wilder took out Usyk, so Usyk can't fight him. There's only one person left, and that's Deontay Wilder. And so, yeah, and that would be crazy, though. You know, I could live with that though, because at least, you know, Usyk has fought Joshua and Wilder. You can't say that about Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury has only fought Wilder. He fought Dillian White, though. He fought Vlad, though. But he has to share that with Anthony Joshua. So before people start talking about Tyson's resume is nothing like Joshua's. You got to add Povetkin in there. You got to add Pulev in there. Had Andy Ruiz the second win. Joseph Parker, somebody said he wouldn't fight. Charles Martin. Just a lot of fighters. For me, Usyk versus Fury would be the best possible fight possible right now. More interested than Spence versus Crawford. Danielle, let me tell you something. Sorry, Daniel. I feel that, for one, if you're dealing with Spence and Crawford, I don't think that fight's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I think that Errol Spence has another option. They're going to explore that other option, and that's all it's going to be. Not saying that they don't plan on making a Terrence Crawford fight. What they're planning on doing is let's make Terrence Crawford wait. Why? Because Terrence Crawford is older than us. He's a few years older than us. And, you know, Al Heyman knows that. Al Heyman knows, you know what? I'm going to wait that motherfucker out. Don't fight him right now, Errol. He'll be too competitive, and either he'll whoop you, beat you up, or make you look bad, or all the above. And Errol Spence knows better than that. Man, I'm just sitting outside my ducks, chickens, and horses, and my cows. So I got my land, my property. Just staying out with my kids. That's all I'm doing. You don't want that. He's living too soft to want that. Flipping over fucking sports cars and shit. It's crazy. Wilder has to stand in a karate stance to land the right hand with crazy power. I don't know, but can he land it? You know, Wilder's a big guy. He's tall. If Wilder can't give us a Joshua fight, he can at least give us a Dillian White fight. No, because he's still looking at Dillian White, the guy that got beat by the guy that beat him, and you know they don't want to be on the same accord. He wants to look at himself a lot more important than Dillian White. He called Dillian White a peasant once upon a time when, you know, a lot of stuff happened. But, you know, he didn't like, Wilder didn't like Dillian White. He didn't like the idea of him coming over here. I don't know what he did over here, but he said he was coming over here, and that's exactly what Dillian White did. And you heard him talk a bunch of shit. I have promoters. I made more money than you. It wouldn't end well for Wilder if he fought Usyk. Exactly. Wilder put on too much weight. Who said winning has anything to do with you stopping someone? And yeah, he boxed out. He out he outboxed, outthought, and outmoved, outpunched AJ twice. That's as good as it's going to get. Yeah, I wouldn't want to see a third fight. That's just dumb. Why Joshua could throw a TV in the room? I have character. Fuck that. That was a sad bench. Usyk said it was not Fury. He said if it's not Fury, he doesn't want to fight anymore. That's what he said. I mean, can you blame him? He's 35. But if I'm Usyk, I would want to at least stay for the whole year. You know, that's just me though. The 3 Wilder wins won't look so good if Helenius sparks him out. It won't mean anything to him. He would just go on to the next opponent that he could possibly beat or draw or get knocked out or knock someone out. You know? Kurt, do you think Canelo is going to destroy Triple G, like put his frustration on Triple G? But Renee, I don't think there's any real frustration. You know, I think that's just bullshit from Canelo. And if something strikes a nerve, is what he said about Canelo, you know, those things. AJ did himself proud in the ring, just ashamed he embarrassed himself a lot. Well, that's true. He did do that. How do you feel about people saying Joshua lost because Garcia wasn't a good enough trainer to begin with? Yeah, well, people looking for excuses. You know what people do. Like Floyd. Why don't you just go to your room? How do you feel about people saying Joshua lost because, okay, I already got that one. Kurt, explain why AJ fans claim that AJ only takes tough fights but is now looking for a Wilder fight. I thought Wilder is a fraud. Why is he looking for an easy W? Because that fight can be made. I would want that sooner or later. In fact, you guys may think I'm crazy. I would rather see that over other things. Not gonna go there. Won't be fighting Usyk, but he knows who knows who is the A side. Give it to Tyson. Why not? I don't like those things have already been settled. It's just the whole thing is doing it, right? AJ should have went with the Mayweathers, not Garcia. He won't be fighting Usyk, but he does because he knows who's the A side. AJ should went with the Mayweather Garcia. Are you going to watch Chris Eubank Jr. live? Also, a video came out today showing Nigel Benn training Conor Benn for his Chris Eubank Jr. Man, that fight is high on a lot of emotions. I mean, huge emotions. So, Kurt, when do you think Fury versus Usyk will happen? After this. After Gail, you know, I think she passed away, and Dano, he just passed away, friends of mine. So I think it's going to be a long time saying all that to say this. It's going to be a long time. What would happen if you casted a Rocky movie, Fury Wilder and Joshua? Rocco Sage. Yeah, that'd be awkward, though. Because I think they'll get around. Like, it's that fucking counterpunch boxing news guy. He talks shit. There's him right there. I told Tay, tell this motherfucker don't come my way. Jamie Foxx does a great Floyd impression. Kurt, who would you cast in a Rocky movie? Fury, Wilder, Josh, or other? I mean, it depends. Depends on what you're looking for. It's not all about me, you know. Tapping in, salute Kurt. Salute to you, brother. But so when I got you guys on, all 88 of you, let's go and vote. Okay, and I'm gonna jump off of here. I had fun with you guys. You guys be safe. God bless you. And everyone has been counterpunched. Peace.